Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to another week of yoga. Stay firm. Sending that right foot back. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to Alexis Faye Yoga. I'm so very glad that you've decided to join me today. Today's class, we are doing yoga for when you're feeling stiff. Maybe you woke up sleeping in the wrong position and you're just not feeling quite right today, or if you're watching this in the winter months, maybe you have the cold weather stiffness where your shoulders are rolled forward from trying to stay warm outside right now. But whatever the reason that you're feeling stiff, we're gonna start moving the body, getting us warmed up, and hopefully get rid of some of that stiffness through movement. We'll begin in our mountain pose, our Tadasana pose. So we can either bring the feet all the way together if that's comfortable for you, or we can bring the feet underneath the ankles if that's more comfortable. I prefer my feet under my ankles, but whatever feels right for you today. We're gonna start by pulling the shoulders up to the ears. With a big breath in, reaching tall, and an exhale, dropping the shoulders down, forcing that breath back out. A couple more like this. Inhale, pulling those shoulders up, tensing up the neck, the shoulders, maybe even the face. And with a big breath, forcing that breath out, dropping the shoulders. Let's do two more like this. Inhale. And one more. Beautiful. With an inhale, we'll take the arms up to the ceiling, reaching tall, maybe finding a little wiggling. Exhale, taking the arms out to a T, reaching wide. Exhale, bring the arms around to hug the chest. Walking the fingertips around, so we're reaching back around the back as far as we can, maybe pulling the shoulder blades gently. So we're opening across the back. We'll drop the chin to the chest and then roll forward. With another inhale, lifting the eyes back up, unrolling the body. Noticing what arm is on top, because we're going to switch which arm is on top. Taking the arms out wide, reaching with the fingertips. Opposite arm comes over, so it'll feel a little more awkward. And then before walking the hands around the back, gently opening across the shoulders, dropping the chin to the chest and rolling forward. Another inhale lifts us back up. Taking the arms out wide again, we'll heel toe the feet out. Star pose. So heels are pointed in, toes are pointed out, fingers reach wide, chest lifts, maybe wiggling out. And with a really big exhale, hinging at the waist, wide-legged forward fold. Nod the head yes. Shake the head no. Releasing out the upper body, allowing yourself to be heavy here. Dropping the top of the head towards the floor. And again, maybe finding some wiggling here. Maybe swaying side to side. Or grabbing for opposite elbows, finding a sway to the upper body. We'll take the hands one step further out away from the feet, pressing down through the hands, finding a comfortable place for the legs. So if the toes are still pointed out and you're feeling it in your knees, turning the toes in so they're parallel and putting a micro bend to the knees. We'll find a forward and back shift. So moving over the wrists, pressing down through the hands, pressing down through the heels, trying to keep them on the floor. Then we'll reach the tailbone back behind, lengthening from the fingertips all the way to the tailbone, long across the shoulders and the neck, and pressing our weight into our feet. We'll move forward and back, pressing down through the heels the whole time so that we're stretching up the backs and the insides of the legs as we shift. Walking the hands that one step closer towards the body, so they're underneath the chest. We'll walk the hands over to our left foot. We're walking through center towards our right foot. And back through center again. Inhale, half high, lengthening out through the crown of the head, engaging the core. Exhale to fold. Inhaling back, so we're pressing some weight into the hands. And we'll heel toe the feet in from our wide-legged forward fold to our neutral forward fold. Inhale, half high. Again, engaging the core, lengthening through the spine from the tailbone out through the crown of the head. Exhale, hinging forward and folding. We're gonna pedal out the legs. So maybe rolling onto the toes, bending at the knee, back and forth. And back through center again. Dropping the top of the head down towards the floor. We're gonna allow the head and the hands to be very heavy. We'll ragdoll our way up to standing, moving as slowly as we'd like. Starting at the very base of the tailbone, very base of the spine. Rolling one vertebrae up past the next. Keeping a little bend to the knees as we roll. As we get to the top of the spine, lifting the head, and we'll roll the shoulders up and back a few times. Now taking the feet a little bit further apart, so not quite as far as our wide-legged forward fold, but not underneath the shoulders, about twice shoulder distance. And we'll find some happy elephants. Arms come back out to our T, and we'll twist to one side. Through center, twisting to the other side. Back and forth. Letting the arms sway as they're heavy. Turning from the core and not the shoulders. Letting the arms run out of momentum, coming to rest by our side. So for the next part, we're going to do a puppy pose variation that's a little bit gentler. So either finding a wall or finding a countertop, a couch, something that is about hips distance, a little higher than hips distance, something you can press your weight into will be very helpful for this pose. Otherwise, we can do a regular puppy pose if you're not wanting to move out of your area. Placing the hands down on our countertop or against our wall, taking the hips back a little ways so we're not standing up straight, but we're pressing against the wall. We'll hinge forward, dropping the chest between the arms, taking that tailbone back behind. We can get a little bit of micro wiggles here, taking the tailbone to one side and the other. Slowly rolling back up the spine as we take the chest over the arms, back through, and slowly lifting up. We'll make our way down to our mat. And a tabletop. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Back and forth between our cat and our cow poses. With an inhale, lifting the eyes, lifting the chest, lifting the tailbone, dropping the stomach towards the mat. With an exhale, pressing into the hands and into the knees so we can take the spine up towards the ceiling as we roll the chin to the chest and the tailbone tucks under. Back and forth with breath. Back to our tabletop. We'll bring the big toes into touch, taking the knees to the outer edges of the mat. Wide-legged child's pose, dropping the tailbone back towards the heels. We can keep the arms extended out in front, like we did with our puppy pose. Or we can stack the forearms and take the forehead on top. Inhale, lifting the chest up. And we'll take the arms out in front if they were tucked under before. Now this may be more comfortable if you bring the knees in together. Give you a little bit more balance here, but you can keep them apart too if that feels comfortable. Dropping the chin to the chest, the forehead down towards the mat. We'll crawl the hands over to the right side. Rolling the hands back through center. And then over towards our left side. Back through center again. And walking the hands in. Now if you brought the legs together, we'll take them apart again, big toes in, knees out, pressing our weight into our left hand so that with a big breath in, we can reach the right arm up. Exhale, we'll thread the needle, taking the right arm through the left side, bringing shoulder inside the face down. Pressing through that left hand, unthreading the right, sending it back up. And bringing it down, pressing into the right. With an inhale, we'll take the left up. Exhale, threading the left through, bringing shoulder and side of face down. Pressing through the right, unthreading the left, sending it back up, and releasing it down, bringing knees in together. We'll walk the hands out further towards the top of a mat, tucking the toes under and pressing to a plank pose. Now that we've gotten quite a bit of wiggling and movement through the body, we'll create some warmth. Warmth often helps to fully release those muscles out after we've found a little bit of movement. Pressing down through the fingertips. Strong across the back and the core. And then we'll send the tailbone up and back, down dog. Pedaling out the legs, wiggling out the hips. We're going to find some spinal movements here. This can be done on the knees if you would prefer, but we'll keep the knees further back than the hips just to give us a little extra space to play with. Dropping the eyes to look back at the toes so we have a rounded spine. We'll shift forward up to the hands. As we come over the wrist, taking the eyes out in front of the body, dropping the knees to slide back, lengthening up through the legs, turning to look back, rolling forward, and sliding back, lengthening out through the legs, rolling forward, and sliding back. Continue this for a little while. Few more rolls. And one more. Beautiful, dropping the knees back down, and we'll do a puppy pose here. So keeping the arms extended out in front, pressing into the palms, we'll soften the chest towards the floor, and we can either hover the head or drop the chin down. Inhale, lifting up, rocking the hands in. We'll circle around. So we're seated on our mats. Legs go out in front. And we'll give them a nice wiggling out. Circling the arms back behind. Fingertips will point away. And then we'll finger crawl them further back. Once we have started to feel a little bit of a pull across the front of the shoulder blades, we'll take the biggest breath we can, lifting the chest, pulling those scapulas, those shoulder blades in to kiss at the spine, lifting the chest and lifting the eyes up. the shoulders forward, softening the abdomen so we can walk our way back up. We'll find a seated position. And with an inhale, taking both arms up. With our exhale, we'll bring our left hand across towards our right knee. Right arm circles back behind the body. And we'll find a gentle twist, looking over that right shoulder. Inhale back through center. Untwisting from the core, taking the arms up nice and tall. Exhale, other side. Right hand comes to the outside of the left knee. Left hand circles back behind, and we'll look over that left shoulder. Inhaling again, back through center. This time with our exhale, hinging at the waist, softening forward. Keeping the fingertips out long, maybe finger crawling them a little further. Inhale, ragdolling up the spine. Now notice what leg is in front. We'll switch which leg is in front. Switching sides, it'll feel awkward, that is okay. Inhaling the arms up. Exhale, hinging at the waist again. Walking those fingertips out a little bit further if you can. Inhale, ragdolling up the spine, dragging the hands along with us. Inhaling, arms go up. Exhale, side bend. Left hand drops down to the mat. We'll take the right arm over the left side of the body, reaching to the left side of the mat. Inhaling up through center. Cartwheeling the arms, other side, dropping the right hand down, and the left up and over. And inhaling back to center. Sitting tall through the spine, pulling the shoulders a little bit further away from the ears as we lift up through the spine, as we press down through the sit bones. We'll close the eyes as we take a large breath in through the nose. Release it back out. 2 more breaths like this. Big breath in through the nose. And an even bigger breath back out. 1 more time. In through the nose. We'll sigh the breath back out. Thank you so very much for joining me today. It's always such a joy and an honor to get to spend this time with you. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I hope you found this class useful and you're feeling a little bit more limber through your body. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Go in love and light.